Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, As-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Here we have some examples from the Quran. And today, inshallah, we will try to apply those rules that we have covered in our last couple of sessions, like the rules of Noon Sakina, Meme Sakina, the ranks of Gunna, the rules of Lam Sakina. We'll try to apply those rules in these examples. We will also talk about some common mistakes that we need to be careful while implementing those rules. In the first example, you can see the letter noon with a shadda, and when letter noon comes with a shadda, we will hold the gunna for the longest time and recite this word like this. Al Jannata. Timing of this gunna should be most complete gunna, and we should not be reciting it like this. Al Jannata. And lam here is lam at ta'arif. It is a sakin lam. It always starts with hamzatul wasl. And after lam at ta'arif, there is letter jim. And jim is one of those letters. When they come after lam at ta'arif, we do idhar al-qamari. We recite the letter lam clearly. We will do the idhar of letter lam and also the most complete gunna on letter noon and recite this word like this. Al-jannata. Al-Jannata. In the next example, letter meme has a shadda, and whenever letter meme or letter noon has a shadda, we give them the timing of the most complete gunna. We will recite this example like this. Mimma, mimma. In the next example, letter noon is in an idhar condition because ha is one of the throat letter. We will recite noon sakina clearly and we will give it the timing of incomplete gunna and we recite this example like this. Minha, minha. We should not be holding the gunna for a very long time like this. Minha. Because this is not incomplete gunna, rather I'm stretching it for a very long time. So here I need to do idhar and recite it with incomplete gunna and recite it like this. Minha. In the next example, ra has a dhammatain. That means the noon sakina is hidden in tanween followed by letter waw. We have the conditions of idgham of noon sakina, and this idgham is idgham naqis because the gunna of noon sakina will be merged with the letter waw. We will give it the timing of the most complete gunna and recite this example like this. مستقر ومتاع مستقر ومتاع. The common mistake that we can do here is either recite it with idhar or when we are merging, we do complete merging, idgham kamil instead of idgham naqis and recite it like this. مستقر ومتاع. Both of these ways are not right because here we have idgham of nun sakina. That idgham is idgham naqis and also we need to give gunna. In the next example, we can see tanween followed by letter ha. We have the conditions of the idhar of nun sakina, and when it is idhar of nun sakina, we give the timing of incomplete gunna and we will recite this example like this. رغدا حيث رغدا حيث. In the next example, if you see here, letter lam here is lam at-ta'arif followed by letter sad. Letter sad is one of those letters when they come after lam at-ta'arif, we do idgham ash-shamsi. We merge the letter lam completely into letter sad and you will not hear any sound of letter lam. Whether you are starting from hamzatul wasl or you are joining it with the previous word. In both cases, this idgham is idgham ash-shamsi, idgham kamil of lam sakina. Lam sakina will be completely merged into letter sad and you will recite this example like this. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. And if I'm going to start from hamzatul wasl, I will recite it like this. As-salata, as-salata. And in both cases, you do not hear letter lam because lam has completely merged into the letter sad. So we should not be saying it like this. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. We should not be doing the idhar of letter lam. Rather, we will recite it with idgham of letter lam like this. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. In the next example, there is again lam at-ta'arif, this time followed by letter ra. Letter ra is also one of those letters. If they come after lam at-ta'arif, we do idgham shamsi. This idgham is idgham kamil. Whether you are reciting from hamzatul wasl or from the previous word, you will not do idhar of letter lam. Rather, you will merge letter lam completely into letter ra, and you will recite it like this. مع الراكعين مع الراكعين. And we should not be saying it with the izhar of letter lam like this. مع الراكعين. In the next example, we can see the conditions of izhar of letter nun sakina that is hidden in tanween. By giving the timing of incomplete gunna, we will recite this example like this. خوف عليهم خوف عليهم. In the next example, we see letter noon has a shadda. Letter meme also has a shadda because there is idgham kamil of meme sakina happening here. And again, there is shadda on letter noon. So in all these places, we have to give the timing of the most complete gunna. And we will recite it like this. يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي. In the next example, we have the conditions of idhar of letter meme sakina, because when meme is sakin followed by letter meme, we do idgham. When meme is sakin followed by letter ba, we do ikhfa shafawi. For rest of the Arabic letters, if they come after a sakin meme, we do idhar ash-shafawi. So in this case, we have the conditions of idhar ash-shafawi because meme sakina is followed by letter fa. We will give it the timing of incomplete wanna and recite it like this. Hum fiha, hum fiha. And we should not be saying it like this. Hum fiha. Because now I'm holding the gunna for a very long time, which is not needed in this case. In this example, we can see again lam at-ta'arif followed by letter kha. But kha is one of those letters where we do idhar al-qamari. We recite letter lam clearly and you see sukoon on letter lam. Whether you are starting your recitation from hamzatul wasl or you are joining letter lam with the previous word, in both cases you can hear letter lam clearly. We will do idhar of letter lam and we will recite it like this. على الخاشعين على الخاشعين. And if I'm reciting from hamzatul wasl, I will say al khashi'ina. In both cases, I will recite letter lam with idhar. In the next example, letter nun sakina is followed by letter ba. We can see the conditions of iqlab of nun sakina. That's why there is a tiny meme here. That means we will change letter nun sakina completely into letter meme. And the letter that we will recite is letter meme. And the gunna that you hear is from letter meme. We give it the timing of complete gunna, which is shorter than most complete gunna. And we will recite it like this. Tumbitu, tumbitu. We should not be saying tunbitu because now you can hear my noon sakina clearly. But in the case of iqlab, we change letter noon sakina into letter meme. That's why we will recite this example like this. Tumbitu, tumbitu. In the next example, we have the conditions of ikhfa of letter noon because letter noon is followed by letter ta, and ta is one of those letters. If they come after noon sakina, we do ikhfa of noon sakina. But because ta is a light letter, the gunna will be light. We will give it the timing of complete gunna and recite it like this. فَمَا تَبِعَ فَمَن تَبِعَ. We should not be saying فَمَن تَبِعَ because this is idhar, or فَمَن تَبِعَ. Both of them are not right because now you can hear my noon sakina clearly. But in this case, I have to do ikhfa of the oral part of the noon sakina and I will only give the gunna. I will give the timing of complete gunna and recite it like this. فَمَا تَبِعَ. In the next example, Noon Sakina has a shadda, so we will give it the timing of most complete gunna. But Meme Sakina is in an idhar condition because it is followed by letter kaf. So in this case, the timing is incomplete gunna. So this is most complete gunna here in Nun Shadda and incomplete gunna here because Mim Sakina is in an idhar condition. And we will recite this example like this. بِأَنَّهُمْ كَانُوا بِأَنَّهُمْ كَانُوا. In the next example, we have the conditions of ikhfa of Nun Sakina. Since the following letter is letter Qaf, so in this case, we will go to the makhraj of letter Qaf and then give gunna. Because Qaf is a heavy letter, the gunna will be heavy. And by giving it the timing of complete gunna, we will recite this example like this. بَعْضٍ قَالُوا بَعْضٍ قَالُوا. We should not be reciting it like this. بَعْضٍ قَالُوا, because this is idhar. And the ikhfa should not be like this. بَعْضٍ قَالُوا. Because now I'm doing ikhfa, but I'm not going to the makhraj of letter qaf. But in case of qaf and kaf, the ikhfa is slightly different because we go to the makhraj of letter qaf and then we give gunna. In the next example, we have the conditions of iqlab between two words. By giving it the timing of complete gunna, we will recite it like this. Mim baqliha, mim baqliha. But let's suppose if I only want to say the first word and don't want to recite these two words together, then I will not do iqlab. I will recite letter nun sakina with idhar like this. Min, but in case of continuation, when nun sakina is meeting with letter ba, in that case, I will change letter nun sakina into meme. The gunna that you hear is from letter meme. There will be no sound of letter nun sakina. By giving it the timing of complete gunna, we will recite it like this. Mim baqaliha. In the next example, again, we have the conditions of ikhfa of nun sakina because tanween is followed by letter qaf. By giving it the timing of complete gunna, we will recite it like this. ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا. In the next example, we have the conditions of ikhfa of nun sakina, but this time with letter kaf, not with letter qaf, but with letter kaf. Although we will go to the makhraj of letter kaf, but because kaf is a light letter, the gunna will be light. And we will recite this example like this. Man kasaba, man kasaba. We should not be saying it like this. Man kasaba or ma kasaba. We should not be reciting in these two ways. Rather, we should be doing the ikhfa of nun sakina by going to the makhraj of letter kaf, holding the gunna for the timing of the complete gunna, and recite it like this. Man kasaba, man kasaba. In the next example, tanween is followed by letter lam. Again, we have the conditions of idgham of letter noon sakina that is hidden in tanween. But this idgham is idgham kamil. Noon sakina hidden in tanween will be completely merged in letter lam. We will recite this example like this. Musaddiqan lima. We should not be reciting it like this. Musaddiqan lima. Because now you can hear my noon sakina clearly. But here we have the conditions of idgham, and this idgham is the complete merging of letter noon sakina, and that's why you will not hear any sound of letter noon. And we recite this word like this. Musaddiqan lima. In the next example, Noon Sakina is followed by letter Sod. Noon Sakina is in an ikhfa condition, but because Sod is a heavy letter, the gunna will be heavy. By giving it the timing of the complete gunna, we will recite it like this. ينصرون ينصرون. In the next example, we can see letter Mim Sakina is followed by letter Ba. Here we have the conditions of ikhfa al-shafawi. By giving it the timing of complete gunna, we will recite it like this. عليهم بالإثم عليهم بالإثم. We should not be reciting it like this. عليهم بالإثم, because now I am reciting letter Mim Sakina with idhar. But in this case, we need to do ikhfa al-shafawi. By giving it the timing of complete gunna, we will recite it like this. عليهم بالإثم. In the next example, Noon Sakina is followed by letter Ya. Now we can see the conditions of idgham of nun sakina, but this idgham is idgham naqis because you will merge the gunna of letter nun sakina with letter ya. By giving it the timing of the most complete gunna, we will recite this example like this. وَإِن يَأْتُوكُمْ وَإِن يَأْتُوكُمْ. And we should not be saying it like this. وَإِن يَأْتُوكُمْ or وَإِن يَأْتُوكُمْ. Both of these ways are not right. We should not be giving the izhar of nun sakina, and we also need to merge nun sakina with letter ya with a gunna. So the gunna sound should be there, and by giving it the timing of the most complete gunna, we will recite it like this. وَإِن يَأْتُوكُمْ. In the next example, again we have the conditions of the idgham of letter noon sakina because it is followed by ra, and ra is one of the yarmaloon letters. But in this case, the idgham is idgham kamil. We will completely merge letter noon into letter ra, and this shadda is also indicating that idgham kamil is happening here. We will recite this example like this. Mir rizqi, mir rizqi. We should not be saying it like this. Min rizqi. Because in this case, I'm not merging, rather I'm reading it with izhar. But letter ra is a letter. If it comes after nun sakina, we do idgham of nun sakina and completely merge it into letter ra. In the next example, again we can see letter nun sakina is followed by letter ya. We can see the conditions of idgham naqis here. By giving it the timing of the most complete gunna, we will recite it like this. مَن يَفْعَلُ مَن يَفْعَلُ. This idgham is happening with the gunna, so we need to think about the timing, and in this case, we will give it the timing of the most complete gunna. In the next example, we have the conditions of ikhfa of nun sakina because nun sakina is followed by letter fa. So in this case, we will give it the timing of the complete gunna, and because fa is a light letter, the gunna will be light, and we will recite it like this. Kalimatin fataba, kalimatin fataba. And we should not be reciting it like this. Kalimatin fataba. Because now you can hear my noon sakina clearly. So we should not be doing the izhar of noon sakina. Rather, we should be doing the ikhfa of noon sakina by giving it the timing of the complete gunna. We will recite it like this. Kalimatin fataba. In the next example, again we have the conditions of ikhfa of noon sakina, but this time the letter after tanween is a heavy letter, so the gunna will be heavy. We will recite by giving it the timing of the complete gunna like this. Halalan tayyiba, halalan tayyiba. But another point that we need to remember in this case, do not make your lam heavy, only make the gunna heavy because lam by nature is a light letter. So we should not be saying it like this. Halalan tayyiba. Now I'm giving the heavy letter lam, but only make the gunna heavy, not the lam heavy. Like this. Lan ta. So I will recite it like this. Halalan tayyiba. In the next example, noon sakina is followed by letter noon. There is a condition of idgham of noon sakina. This idgham is idgham kamil with gunna. So now we will give it the timing of the most complete gunna and recite it like this. Lan nasbira, lan nasbira. In the next example, we have the conditions of idgham of noon sakina, which is hidden in tanween and followed by letter mim. This idgham is with gunna, idgham kamil. By giving it the timing of the most complete gunna, we will recite it like this. عذاب مهين, عذاب مهين. In the next example, we can see the shadda on letter mim because there is a condition of idgham of letter mim. The mim sakina has completely merged into the following voweled letter mim. By giving it the timing of the most complete gunna, we will recite it like this. Lakum ma, lakum ma. In the next example, we can see the conditions of idgham of nun sakina because tanween is followed by letter lam. We have the conditions of idgham kamil. This idgham is without gunna and we will recite it like this. وَوَيْلٌ لَهُمْ وَوَيْلٌ لَهُمْ, and we should not be reciting it like this. وَوَيْلٌ لَهُمْ. Because now I'm reciting the Nun Sakina hidden in Tanween clearly, which I need to avoid because there is a condition of idgham of Nun Sakina because Tanween is followed by letter Lam. So by completely merging letter Nun into letter Lam, we will recite this example like this. وَوَيْلٌ لَهُمْ. I hope these rules are clear to you. Insha'Allah, in our next session, we will continue the rules of Tajweed with a new topic. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.